is Valley News Live at 5.
Good afternoon, everyone. The weekend is here, but you'll have to keep an eye to the sky. There are not only chances for rain, but stormy conditions as well. Let's begin our coverage with the latest on what to expect. Hutch is here with that. Hutch?
Thanks, Mike. Good evening, everyone. Heading into your Friday night, if you have outdoor plans, some of us, well, it's going to be soggy and even a little stormy. But for now in the FM area, we're quiet, albeit cloudy and mild. Now, there's changes today, and that's why we've issued a first alert weather day for Friday. We have an update on that in a moment. And Saturday, that first alert weather day does continue as well. Here's what we're looking at. Some storms tonight. The risk for severe has really fallen for tonight's activity. Let's take you right to that now. If you're in the far northern Red River Valley, Grand Forks and Points North, Crookston and Points North, some showers and abundant amount of lightning working its way through. Locally, heavy rain is the main threat here. Hail, not so much. And these are moving to the north and east at 34 miles per hour. They're encroaching in on the War Road and Roseau areas now, as well as eastern parts of Marshall County, Minnesota. Right over Crookston, just to the east of Grand Forks. East Grand Forks is a scattered shower. And look at this green line here. A cold front working its way through has dropped temperatures significantly. And for now, Fargo staying high and dry. I think we get through those parades. If you're heading out, enjoy. Our 70s are here in the valley, 80s far south. But contrast that with 50s in northeast North Dakota. Tonight, temperatures in the 60s. Cloudy skies. I think our shower chances hold off for now. We can't rule them out. After about 8 to 10 o'clock, we may see a couple. Those will quickly exit. We get a break, and then it's on for Saturday. Have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect as we'll see heavy rain and a few severe storms.
All right, we'll look forward to the information. Thanks, Hutch.
I would like to take this time to express my condolences to the OT family and apologize for my actions on the day of May of 2020.
That's the man convicted of killing Grand Forks police officer Cody Holte. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The May 27th shootout started after two Grand Forks County deputies tried to enforce an eviction on Solomon Pendleton and his mom for not paying rent. Several people read emotional impact statements before the judge issued his sentence, including his wife.
I can't forget about everyone else affected by this either. He was a son, a brother, a friend, and a coworker to so many. I've seen firsthand strong individuals break down over what happened that day.
Pendleton also received concurrent sentences for the death of his mother, the attempted murders of Grand Forks Police Sergeant Kelly McLean and Corporal Ron Nord, and for terrorizing and reckless endangerment. Police in Dilworth just released these surveillance photos, hoping that you can help them figure out who it was broke into the Silver Spike Bar and Grill this morning. There's damage to the doors, gaming machines, cash registers. An undescribed amount of cash was stolen. If you recognize any information or this car, call the number on your screen, 218-287-2666. A Fargo man is behind bars facing DUI charges after a high-speed chase on Interstate 29 this morning. It happened overnight near the 32nd Avenue interchange. A highway patrol trooper tried to pull over the speeding driver. He took off. The chase had reached speeds of around 125 miles per hour when the driver tried to take 12th Avenue North exit. Authorities say Grant Goodsell lost control, ran over multiple road signs before getting out of the car and trying to flee on foot. He was eventually captured and now faces multiple charges. A man accused of illegally transporting a black bear carcass from Canada to North Dakota has reached a plea bargain. Federal prosecutors say the Wisconsin man exceeded the Manitoba bag limit by killing two bears in the same year. He was arrested after bringing the bear across the Pembina port of entry. He pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor count of unlawful transportation of wildlife and foreign commerce. The man could face up to a year in prison and also a $100,000 fine. A North Dakota photography business has closed, unfortunately leaving customers out of thousands of dollars. Customers started reaching out to the North Dakota Attorney General's office, accusing Glosser Images of fraud. We've also received numerous tips on our whistleblower hotline. The AG's office said that they've received 50 complaints, people complaining that they recently gave their deposits to the company. Now, some clients received an email saying that the past and ongoing effects of the pandemic have caused irreparable damage that has forced this decision to happen extremely rapidly. The email also said people will not be issued refunds.
they're going to pay us. They have to, right? They have to pay us. But now it's not looking like that.
The business has photographers and videographers not only in North Dakota, but South Dakota, Minnesota, and Colorado as well. And tonight on Valley News Live at 6, you're going to hear from someone whose wedding is tomorrow, as well as a photographer formerly employed by Glosser Images. A major internet provider in Minnesota Lakes Country is warning people about a scam that's going around. Arvig says that some of its customers are getting emails saying that they're past due on a bill and they need to click on a link to make sure their services are shut off. Arvid says that the email is a scam and you should not click on any of the links. If you think something is suspicious with an internet provider, call them directly. Students have a new hands-on learning experience within the Moorhead Public Schools. The new Moorhead High School Career Academy opened today. It's at the old Sam's Club, that's along I-94 in Moorhead. This career academy includes learning labs, classroom space, and collaborative spaces. The district says it allows the education to be relevant and personalized and lets students explore careers they might be interested in, gain real work skills, as well as work toward industry certifications. Minnesota's senior care homes are struggling with record staff shortages. The long-term care imperative says that there are 23,000 unfilled senior caregiver positions across the state. Burnout from the pandemic is often the reason why these workers quit, but the CEO of Care Providers of Minnesota says workers are also exhausted from double shifts and full protective gear during a hot summer. Economists had a great expectation for the labor market in September as kids returned to in-person school and millions saw unemployment benefits drop. But for the second straight month, the U.S. employers added far fewer jobs than anticipated. Reporter Karen Kafa breaks down the numbers and what to watch next.
President Joe Biden addressing a disappointing September jobs report.
Our recovery is moving forward, even in the face of a COVID pandemic.
The Labor Department said U.S. employers added just 194,000 jobs last month.
The economy is still very much dramatically being affected by the pandemic in different ways.
Public education jobs, local and state, fell during the back-to-school month. The leisure and hospitality industry added just 74,000 jobs, still struggling to recoup more than 1 million pandemic-forced losses.
People are less willing, I think, to work and jobs requiring close public contact.
The unemployment rate fell to 4.8%. Despite millions of job openings, the labor participation rate barely budged. Neil Richardson, chief economist at ADP, says that is a key number to watch.
Getting people back into the labor market, whatever the bottlenecks or reasons are, is going to be really important for a full recovery, not just in the unemployment rate, but an inclusive recovery that really reaches every vulnerable group.
Mark Hamrick, Washington Bureau Chief for Bankrate, says October may give a more accurate recovery snapshot.
We'll get well past the period when the federal pandemic unemployment benefits were expiring, and there may be some transitions in people's lives there.
Holiday seasonal hiring will also kick into high gear. The U.S. is still down 5 million jobs since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Meanwhile, President Biden is pushing businesses to mandate vaccines for about 100 million working Americans or risk fines. The president says that Labor Department is working to prepare an emergency rule requiring companies with more than 100 employees to have vaccine or testing mandates.
There's more work to do, including getting more people vaccinated, but we continue to make progress.
At least 24 Republican-controlled states are already preparing legal challenges to the federal mandate, arguing the president is overstepping his authority. Health experts say monoclonal antibody therapy treatment for COVID-19 continues to grow in popularity. And because of that, the Department of Health and Human Services said they're distributing the drugs by allocating to states instead of allowing hospitals to buy directly from distributors. So far this week, HHS has dished out 190,000 doses. Florida received around 16,500. California, a state with a larger population, received just over 10,000. Meanwhile, other states like Connecticut and Delaware have received less than 700. One Florida senator introduced legislation to reverse the decision.
My whole goal with the bill I put up was to make sure that that the federal government doesn't hold back any potential treatment to somebody that might have COVID.
According to an HHS spokesperson, the decision won't be reversed. The Department of Health and Human Services says that they are reevaluating the allocation numbers on a weekly basis. If you have a heart health emergency, you want to see a doctor. But at Alamere Health in Alexandria, Minnesota, a custodian might be able to help. He did so to save a doctor's life. After finding the doctor on the floor unresponsive, the custodian called for help. And after a 12 long minutes of CPR, the doctor was airlifted to St. Cloud. Yesterday morning, the doctor got a chance to thank everyone who helped save his life.
God has been so great and gracious to and bless my family to have me be around for, I just feel like every day is like a present.
A large clot was found on one of the doctor's main arteries. A stent and pump were put in, and Dr. Shiner is back at work. He's been an avid rock climber in the past and plans to get back to that activity in the near future. It's bad enough we have to protect ourselves from COVID. Well, now experts are warning of a side-by-side health issue this winter. Details are coming up.
And heading into the evening, showers and thunderstorms most plentiful up to the north, but we are seeing some expansion down to the south. It's a first alert weather day today. Big changes beginning right now. Tomorrow, the risk of severe is there. Your hour-by-hour forecast is next.